Hello everybody and welcome back to Granya's Kitchen. It is day 5 of the dinner party series and I am joined here by the beautiful Jackie, and Jackie is responsible for the meat course. So talk to us, Jackie, what is it that you're cooking for us tonight?
Well, when you asked me to do the meat course, Grania, I kind of immediately thought of doing a dinner party myself at home, and I would always use the slow cooker because I like to be free from cooking, so that I can mingle with my guests and just enjoy the whole evening. I get in a bit of a flap if I'm cooking in front of them. So the slow cooker is a great option for a dinner party. And I know it's one of those utensils that a lot of people buy and they stay in the cupboard in the kitchen. I personally would be completely lost without the slow cooker. I think it's the greatest invention ever. So tonight we're going to do pulled pork, which is really, family favourite. And if we go out, that's what my family would always pick. So, and I think it's one of the things, because it's quite fashionable, people are afraid, it's quite involved, but the slow cooker takes all the fuss out of making it.
Love it.
Okay?
Love it.
So what we need to do is, there are a few stages, and the first thing that we need to do is to prepare the meat. You can use different types of meat. The most important thing is that you flatten. So, if you use a big joint of meat, the flavours really run in the outside of the meat. So this is loin, pork loin, but you could use a pork steak. Once you cut it down the middle and flatten it, so that all of the seasoning and the rub that we put on first is over all of the meat, and also all the cooking gets the flavour of the meat from the sauce.
Fantastic.
Okay. So the first thing we're going to start is fennel seeds, and fennel it's a flavour, it's an aniseed flavour, and there's just a hint, it's just a little back tone, and it's beautiful. Now I like to use fennel seeds, but you need to crush them to get the flavour.
Okay.
Because they're one of those flavours that don't last in the jar. So you're better to buy the fennel seeds and crush them. And to the fennel seeds, when we've crushed them enough, we're going to add half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Okay. And we're going to add 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika, because we need that really nice barbecue flavour. Okay. I have to dig deep because it's used a lot in our house. We love the paprika flavour. Okay, and then we need to add in 2 tablespoons of flour.
Is this corn flour or regular plain flour?
This is just plain flour.
Fantastic.
Plain flour. I suppose it's to thicken
Absolutely
the sauce afterwards. Okay, so we need to mix this together very well. And a bit of pepper and salt. Would you have a bit of pepper and salt?
I do indeed, my love.
Please.
Pepper and salt. Okay. There you go. Will I pepper it while you salt it?
Brilliant. Thank you. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to rub this in, and of course, the hands are clean. My daughter is very fussy about me having clean hands, so you need to coat the meat very well and rub it in. Okay, so that's the hands washed. And now what we're going to do is we're going to seal the meat, and that's important. And I know sometimes you read the recipes and you kind of think it's necessary. It really is, because the meat is going to be cooking for a long time, and you need as much flavour as you can do. You've turned that on?
Yeah, so that's on, and that's nice. Ooh, it's hot.
Okay, so we just literally do it a couple of minutes on each side, just to seal it. So I think that's sealed enough. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put this into the slow cooker now. Okay.
Perfect.
And the next step is just to throw the onions on the top.
So that's just 1 onion sliced, is it?
Yeah. Just
fantastic. And just roughly cut up.
Yep. Don't need to fry them or anything like that.
That's my kind of cooking.
Just goes in as it is. And then we're just going to make the sauce.
Ooh.
Slow cooker. Okay. So what we have here is we have some stock, some boiling stock.
And what sort of stock is that? Beef, chicken?
That is actually chicken stock.
Chicken
you can
stock,
have
yeah.
vegetables, you can use chicken stock. And we're going to use 1 level tablespoon of black treacle.
Ooh, that's going to make it so sticky and gorgeous.
Yeah, it's going to make it lovely and gooey. So that's that. We're going to put some garlic in, and again, like Sarah did when she did her fish course, you can add as much garlic as you like, depending on your taste.
And that's again the ready-made garlic, just from Aldi, kind of already lazy garlic, isn't that what it's called?
That's it.
I love it.
And also the ginger. Ginger is the same. We're going to stick the ginger in. And I have a real partial preference for ginger. My husband hates it, so I have to dissect it very well. So the jar would be really handy to hide it.
I love it. So the quantities don't matter. It's just to your taste.
It's to your taste.
Yeah,
absolutely
brilliant.
to your taste. Okay. So let me just check now that I haven't forgotten anything. No. Oh, two tablespoons of cider vinegar.
Brilliant.
Okay, so put that in. Okay, so that's the cider vinegar. And that's it, actually.
How simple is that? As you say, you don't have to be slaving over a hot stove all day long. Wow.
And then it goes on to low, the slow cooker onto low, and you leave it for 8 hours. So, you know, you can get up in the morning, I can put the dinner on, I can enjoy my day, probably clean the house, which is what I normally have to do when I have a dinner party, and then just enjoy the food.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
And it's just a case of using 2 forks and pulling it apart.
How easy is that? So you want me to add the corn flour now to the
please.
gravy. So what is this? How much corn flour is in here?
There's about 2 teaspoons of corn flour.
Okay, you're just mixing that up with a little bit of cold water, is it?
That's it, and that thickens the sauce.
Gorgeous.
And it's great doing this way because my daughter, for instance, she doesn't really like gravy on her food, so she would have her pork without sauce. So you can you know, if you know somebody likes, like I love gravy, so I would have loads of sauce on top of mine. But I know if I was dishing up for my daughter, then I would put the pork first.
Fabulous.
I guess that's shredded enough, and I'm now going to plate it up.
The smell, absolutely gorgeous.
And that's why the benefit of using a cut like loin is you've no waste there. So it's a really good meat for a dinner party, you know. And I'm just going to now. You could choose to sieve the sauce if you wanted to, but my family like the onion in it, so we leave the onion there.
And it's rustic. It's
Okay.
gorgeous.
There we go. And a baked potato and some green beans because it's quite rich, and the green beans kind of complement. And that's
absolutely
pulled pork.
gorgeous.
And a lovely painless way to entertain guests and, you know, provide food.
Fantastic. I cannot wait to dig in. Absolutely delicious, Jackie. Well done.